What's going on YouTube? Byrdman here with another Destiny 2 build. Today I'm going to talk about my new Shield Throw Titan build. This is a build focused all around using your Shield Throw as much as humanly possible while also feeding into your other abilities. I've been able to go through the entire Legendary campaign with this setup while also doing plenty of endgame content. Now, before we get into the video, know that this is currently sponsored by G Fuel. Make sure you're using code BIRD at G Fuel checkout for 30% off until the 28th of February. Now, let's hop right on into the video. Now, first off, we have to talk about Void 3.0. It's a complete rework to essentially change the structure of the subclass to kind of look like how Stasis has it right now, where we have those aspects and fragments to change up our build. Beforehand, we kind of had them how they are on Arc and Solar right now, where they are those set subclasses. So essentially, the only thing that's really changing up your subclass is your grenade, your jump, and your ability, whether that's, I mean, specifically for Titan, using a rally barricade or a towering barricade. Now, we need to talk about exactly how we're going to set up this subclass. First off, you need to pick a super, and I really suggest that you go with the Ward of Dawn, the Bubble. The reason why I do this is because it is now a tier 5 super, so you get it a whole lot faster than you would something like the Sentinel Shield. Now, you can always go for the Sentinel Shield if you're looking for more aggressive gameplay, but I really think that this is the better option all around. Another big perk of having this is the fact that our shield throw will be boosted by Weapons of Light, so whenever we go into our bubble and walk out of it, we get that extra boost to our damage. So absolutely make sure you're leaning on using your super as much as humanly possible. But the biggest thing that you really need to focus into is making sure on your melee you're choosing the shield throw. You can also go with the shield bash, which will suppress enemies while also causing volatile. But the shield throw itself will be a ranged melee that will inflict enemies with volatile while also giving you overshield for each enemy you hit. As long as you have that overshield on, you're able to just do a regular melee on enemies and inflict them with volatile, which is really awesome. All around, this new ability is really cool, and I just really enjoy the fact that the Titan gets some extra ranged melee outside of just the what is known as Hammer Bonk build. Now, for the aspects you need to pick for this, you need to go with the Controlled Demolitionist, which is going to be that inflicting a volatile on enemies whenever you do an ability on them. So that's going to be your grenade or your shield throw, or even your super if you're using something like the Sentinel Shield. Now, when it comes to your other one, I personally say you should go with the offensive bulwark because it gives you plenty of extra energy whenever you have an overshield on or within your Ward of Dawn. You can always go with the team one where it gives everyone health regen and overshields, but I just think for the most part you're going to be constantly chucking the shield, and giving yourself that extra grenade energy will be much more beneficial for the overall synergy and flow of this setup. Now, when it comes to the fragments you need to use, I definitely recommend using the Echo of Undermining, which is going to weaken targets whenever they are inflicted by a grenade. Weaken will do a 15% debuff, so this is just really great against bosses especially. Now, you can use this with any type of weapon or anything, but I just really enjoy chucking a grenade at enemies' feet and then throwing a shield at them and getting even more damage against them. This is going to be just kind of awesome all around, especially with the weapon that we're currently using, the Monte Carlo. We're able to access even more shield throws. Also, make sure you're using the Echo of Expulsion, where whenever we get a void kill on an enemy, it will do a explosion, kind of like the volatile, but it's its own different thing. So you can kind of double dip in the explosions in that way, which is really interesting. Echo Provision, whenever we get grenade kills, that gives us melee energy, and then kind of flowing straight into that, Echo of Exchange, where melee kills flow into grenade energy. So again, this just all around is just absolutely insane. We're constantly chucking our different abilities, our grenades, our shield throws, and putting up shields. It's just so kind of, we're just like an unstoppable force. It's just really impressive what they've done with Void 3.0. I'm really excited to see what we're going to get with like maybe Arc and Solar 3.0 here in the future, right before Lightfall comes out. Now, it's important to talk about exactly what weapons you need to use for this build. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be the Monte Carlo primary AR. This is an exotic primary, and as of recently got a huge buff to about 40%. So essentially, any type of red bar enemy is just going to get absolutely decimated by this. But what's also great about the Monte Carlo is the Markov chain ability. The Markov chain, essentially just getting kills or melee kills with the weapon, increases its damage, which is absolutely insane. And then the Monte Carlo method, which is the intrinsic trait on the weapon itself, where doing damage will give us even more melee energy, and then also there's a chance just to completely refill our melee, charge melee that is, on a kill. So all around, you're just absolutely just smacking nerds with this. You just constantly shoot as much as you humanly can and get as many shield throws as you can. I love using this against bosses right now just because, again, they have these bigger health bars, so it's just going to fill up my melee even faster than it really could, and then I'm able to just instantly chuck shields at them. And also, again, comboing a grenade at the bottom of them, weakening them up, and then chucking a shield would be doing even more damage. I just really enjoy it. And then we also have the Deafening Whisper, which was a wave frame grenade launcher from the Season of the Hunt I'm currently using. A lot of you might not have access to this since it's now been sunset, but there's also different wave frame grenade launchers that you can use. Actually, from the current season pass, I haven't been able to use it yet, but there is a wave frame grenade launcher that is available, so you can always try that out if you want. But right now, I just enjoyed this one because it's got some pretty solid perks on it and also fits my overall void theme of the build. When it comes to your power weapon, that's kind of up to you at the end. I really like rocket launchers right now. I'm using the Palmyra. It is the Season of the Risen rocket launcher. It's pretty solid so far. I really do enjoy it. I got an auto-loading holster on it with explosive light, so it's doing pretty well for me. But overall, the setup is kind of based more around using our Monte Carlo method and also using the Deafening Whisper for some of the explosion damage that we're going to be getting. That helps us get some more wells. Now, we're going to be talking about wells here in a second, but at least know, again, if you really just want to overall take advantage of your shield throw as much as possible, just always have your Monte Carlo out, just shoot as much as humanly possible, and then you're able to chuck an obscene amount of shields around the map. They will do most of the damage for you anyway, and you get to just kind of be an absolute awesome Captain America of your own. Now, when it comes to which mods you be putting on your armor specifically, definitely recommend things like Elemental Ordnance for extra grenade wells on kills, Melee Well Maker for the same exact thing, but for melee. Specifically, this is really great just because you'll be having your melee up as much as humanly possible already, so you can be able to take really big advantage of that and then just flow that straight into your grenade, which then, again, is just going to flow right back into your other abilities. Elemental Ordnance is going to be kind of, I mean, definitely an absolute lock, I would say, just because, again, you really want to be using your grenade as much as possible to activate that controlled demolition, because that's not only going to help you out, it's going to help your teammates, it's going to keep them alive a little bit longer. But again, more wells being created from that, the more energy you're going to be getting into your melee. Go into Well of Ordnance as well, just so that whenever you pick up and throw a grenade, you're getting some extra energy back for that. Explosive Well Maker is a huge one as well, just purely off the fact that using something like our Deafening Whisper or just our Controlled Demolitionist, we're going to be getting those solar wells that are going to then provide us with just even more energy. As you can see here, we just got a couple just off that one throw. It's just really helpful all around. And then Bountiful Wells, mainly just to get more wells on each one of our other things. So again, using our Melee Well Maker, we're going to get extra wells from that. An extra well from that, it means that we're getting more grenade energy, and then we use our grenade, vice versa. You get the point. You're constantly keeping up your abilities. Now, when it comes to your exotic armor piece you're going to, it's the Heart of Inmost Light. We all know how great this is, and the fact that it empowers all your abilities whenever you use one thing. So if I use my barricade right here, now my melee and my grenade are empowered. They're going to be doing more damage, especially on that shield throw. And whenever you weaken an enemy, this can hit for over 100,000 on a shield throw because of the empowerment that this adds to our class. And it's just great for the overall flow. I mean, we're able to do so much with this entire setup because of how the Heart of Inmost Light just works. It's a wonderful exotic. It's probably my favorite thing in the game. I think we all figured before Void 3.0 came out that this is going to be an absolute lock, and it's just been proven even more so, I think, after the fact of how important it is, because again, it just turns you into an absolute just machine that's able to do so much different ability, energy, and just decimate battlefields with little effort, honestly. Now, would I recommend this setup for? Pretty much anything. I think, honestly, you can probably go into day one raid with this and succeed pretty well. It's already been shown that Void 3.0 is an amazing defensive class. Even though we're not getting that 35% out of our bubble anymore, I still think it's really solid just because, again, you're able to check your bubble up on top of your teammates and help them out. You're able to get that overshield for yourself, which is then going to help you out a little bit more, getting you more grenade energy and just damage overall. I would definitely wish that they would still go back to that 35% bonus to the Ward of Dawn, just purely off the fact that, again, if I'm in a well, I'm getting kind of free roam around the map versus here where if I bubble in a spot, I'm kind of stuck right then and there, and I can't shoot inside of it, can't take as much advantage of it. So kind of hope they do that, but overall, I still think Void 3.0 in this setup is just absolute, just beast. I love it. I'm going to be using it for a while now. But guys, make sure you are checking out my other videos, kind of explain the glaive. I'm going to be doing one over the new Titan exotic helmet as well. Pretty solid sunspot build. So just hang around the channel, give a thumbs up on the channel, and make sure you follow me over on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Byrdman778, and using code BIRD at GFuel checkout. You guys don't realize how much that stuff helps me out, but I really appreciate you stopping by this video. I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, or whatever it may be.